Hi, I'm Tom, and today is Show and Tell. I just drove this rental car from Spokane, Washington, all the way to Chicago, Illinois, and I hit a bunch of antique stores along the way. I'm going to show you what I bought and then tell you how I'm going to use them. Welcome to Alley Pick.
I kept pulling over at the little front doors for the odd little things they don't make anymore.
I flew to Spokane to visit family. Then I rented a car and drove to Piedmont, South Dakota to visit a cousin before driving home. While on the road, why would I not visit as many antique stores as possible? This is a vlog of my personal Antiques Roadshow. I picked up these two chairs and a small wood headboard at Spencer's Antiques. All this and a mirror, which I left behind, cost me $25. The two squares in the headboard will probably be filled with some stained glass panels. The bottom rectangle, I'll probably put some appropriate coat hooks. Wood chairs are a dime a dozen, but I really like these. The carving on the backs are really interesting. I'll fill the openings with some stained glass. These are going to make some great decorative wall hangings. On this larger one, I can even fit some appropriate coat hooks as well. Here, I'm at D&L Rustic Treasures, and let me tell you, it was rustic indeed. I bought this Rusty Rooster coat rack, which, by the way, wouldn't it be a great name for an antique store? The Rusty Rooster. Anyway, I can restore and paint this without too much trouble or time. Also, this wheel, which I can see being a very cool tabletop with a piece of glass on it. We also went to a few garage sales while in Spokane. I bought this birdhouse for $5. These are two 1950s Montana license plates. I've never seen plates like this, where the plate year was a replaceable metal plate. Couldn't pass those up for $2. In Spokane, there's also an art supply salvage and recycling nonprofit store where you can get some inexpensive art supplies and other interesting items. I mean, where else would you find a dress made out of pencils and a tree made out of prescription drug bottles? This is where I found these tubes for 50 cents each, which I can use to store wood trim, wood, and metal rods. Also, anything else that'll fit. Other interesting stores in Spokane that I visited, but I didn't buy anything, was the Rusty Mug, not to be confused with the Rusty Rooster, the Habitat for Humanity store, and the largest thrift store that I ever visited. This is Overstock Builders, Surplus, Salvage, and Vintage. It was fun to walk around this place. All good things must come to an end, so after 5 days in Spokane, I started my trek to South Dakota. 14 hours later, I stopped in rainy Sturgis, where Google told me that there were 3 antique stores in town. Unfortunately, all 3 were closed in the early afternoon. Bummer. So I continued my drive to Piedmont to visit my cousin, who is also very fond of antiques. This is St. Joe's Antique Mall. 2 floors filled with lots of stuff. Too much stuff to see in the short amount of time we had before lunch. But I did buy this, a horse bridle bit. My cousin gave me the idea to make a toilet paper holder out of it. I liked the idea so much that, well, see for yourself. 6. So if you're in need of a toilet paper holder, hit me up. After lunch at the Alpine Restaurant in Hill City, which, by the way, is one of the best places I have ever eaten, we continued antique hunting at Boyd's Antiques near the Crazy Horse Monument. There were lots of treasures here, inside and out. Outside, all the way at the end, is where I found these. This is what they call new old stock. Cast iron, heavy duty. I found it in the original crates. This is going to make a fantastic, strong, and sturdy table. Ugh.
What starts as rust will end in amazing. What starts as rust, I keep on saving, all things shine in a brand new way. What starts as rust will end in amazing. Cast iron table legs, heavy as a vow, horse bridle bits with a story somehow, glass with a green edge, wood with a scar, metal in the bin turned into art. I run my fingers over chipped up paint, I hear the years in every faint stain, and I don't just buy them, I
The last antique store before leaving South Dakota is the Holy Terror Antique Store. Here, I bought a couple of items, like this reproduction of a very old Western Electric American telephone catalog, which shows all the old phones and related equipment. That's going to be a fun read. I also bought these 5-glass insulators, which were used for electrical and phone lines from the 1850s until the 1960s. On the way home, I stopped at Countryside Antiques. It was a little off the beaten path, but I'm glad I did. This place was stuffed with everything you could imagine, but not just one of everything, 2, 3, sometimes even 10 of everything. For $35, I bought this metal base, which I can use for a future table. I'm not sure what it was originally used for. Maybe I'll discover that along the way. I also bought this old Pepsi glass. I couldn't pass up an antique with my name on it. Before leaving, I enjoyed a long conversation with the 83-year-old owner, Russ. Taking your time and enjoying the journey is what makes these trips truly special. This was one of my favorite vacations. I didn't make a lot of specific plans. I had 2 must-do tasks: hang out with family and find some cool antiques that I could use to make some fun projects. I succeeded on both counts. Some antiques are common across the country, while others are unique to a specific location. Finding those one-of-a-kind treasures brings a thrill that only another hunter can understand. Looks like I'm going to need a bigger garage.